our business is that we're relating. We change the way we look at the self.
Uh-huh.
So we say when you change the way you look at yourself, you change the way you look at the world. And when you change the way you look at the world you look at changes.
Uh-huh.
So we see the self as spirit. We're spiritual beings. That's the first major change. No other changes follow. But we see the self as spirit, not as a material designation.
Right.
Not as a particular race, creed, color, or even particular sentient being.
Right.
We see all of us are inextricably interrelated because that supreme intelligence, which some people call God, some call Allah, some call Buddha nature. It has many names.
Right.
But it's immanent and transcendent.
Right.
So it's within everything, the trees, the birds, the bees, the grass. There's nowhere where it's omnipresent. And this is our divine nature. So all of us have this in common. That's the unity in all this diversity.
Right.
So
Right.
once we start relating to this, our diet follows. We say to back off from table of violence toward integral sisters and brothers. All sentient beings. All of us are related.
Right.
We all have one source.
Right.
And we call that supreme being.
Right.
We prefer to call it divine intelligence. Omniscience. The presence of the universe.
Divine intelligence.
Yes, divine intelligence. That's what we call it. Some people call it God.
Right.
Some folks call it Allah.
Yep.
Some folks say it's within and beyond all names.
Right.
And all forms.
Right.
It's beyond names and forms. Any dualities. We say it's indivisible, undifferentiated, supreme, absolute existence. Beyond all dualities. Beyond all relativities. Smaller than the smallest, and that it can pervade and transcend even the spaces between subatomic particles.
Right.
It's that small.
Right.
At the same
Right.
time, it's the witness of the comings and goings of the cosmic manifestations. So it's
Right.
bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest simultaneously. How can it do this? Because it's that divine intelligence which is more subtle than the ether. Of course,
Okay.
we know the ether is more subtle than the air. So this is smaller than the smallest
Uh-huh.
and bigger than the biggest simultaneously. So say this
Wow.
is the greatest. It's not just great.
Right.
It's the greatest.
Right.
It's our own
Right.
supreme perfection.
Right.
Our own supreme being.
Right.
He is our own supreme being. Emphasis on OWN.
I hear you.
And that's the goal of our life. That's the goal of this endeavor here. Of walking. So everything that we do it as an offering
To.
our supreme being.
Okay.
This helps us to think about our supreme being all the time.
Right.
And the more we think about it, the more we remember it. The more we remember it, the more we associate with it. And of course, association brings about assimilation. So the key is to constantly think about our supreme being. So everything that we're doing, whether in your profession,
Right.
everything you do,
Right.
all that you think about,
Right.
all that you feel, will, say, and do, it's also offering, service, surrender, submission. They're synonymous in this sense. So in the spiritual realm, the religious realm, if you're Muslim, you call that submission. But they have like a abbreviated version of
Right.
submission because they say, yes, Allah's will, inshallah, mashallah, and they walk along for that like that. And
Right.
we say, yeah, that's part of it. But we say all that you do, all that you offer, all that you give away, all austerities that you perform,
Right.
you do it as an offering to your supreme being. That's association. Because the goal is to come back into the likeness of your own supreme being that we've forgotten.
Right.
So no matter what, when you're doing we're doing everything is offering service, surrender, submission, our supreme being. In the field of yoga, this is called karma yoga. Karma yoga. So we do the 4 yogas. It's karma. First of all, jnana yoga. Jnana
When you
yoga,
say we do the faux yoga.
those of us who see, we practice yoga. That's what I teach.
Oh, you teach
That's
yoga.
what I do.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
I know. That's what I
Okay,
study.
okay,
And for
okay.
the last 50 some odd years.
Okay, okay.
You see, but we
Yeah.
say we start with jnana yoga, which is accumulating knowledge. See, most people in the West are doing hatha yoga, which is good physical exercise.
Right. Right.
The hatha yoga is there to get our bodies relaxed enough so we can sit in meditation.
Yeah.
See, when Siddhartha, when Siddhartha came out the palace, he saw birth, disease, old age, and death. Remember that, right? And then he saw a person sitting under the tree, meditating. So he asked his charioteer, he said, what is he doing?
Right.
So he's working out a solution to the problem of birth, disease, old age, and death.
Right.
And then later, of course, he left the palace and went to his forest. So you got, but he saw the person sitting under the tree meditating.
Right.
And all that hatha yoga stuff is get your body relaxed enough, get you relaxed enough so that you can sit and meditate. So meditation is part of our spiritual practice. Because we have constant repentance, offering everything. And then repentance, prayer, praise and thanksgiving, prayer, study, sacrifice, service, right association, and meditation.
Okay.
This is our spiritual practice.
Okay.
And it transcends all religion. This is pure spirituality. It's a matter of coming back to yourself.
Right.
That's what sometimes it's called self-realization.
Gotcha.
One of the oldest books that we relate to of this whole practice is called the Bhagavad Gita. You've probably heard of the Bhagavad Gita.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
That's about it. I've heard
Yeah,
of
I
it.
got it.
Yeah,
You've been busy in your perfection.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
profession,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's a full-time job.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah.
perfect in your profession.
Yeah, but yeah.
This is our thing here.
But this, but
So this is all we've been doing.
when you say
This
we,
is-
you keep
those
saying
of us
we.
who
Who are you
practice-
talking
Those of
about?
us who practice this yoga.
Okay.
Yeah, this yoga. Let me take it right now.
Okay. Okay.
This yoga is it's a full yoga. There are many branches of yoga.
I know.
But the
Yeah.
goal of yoga is God realization.
Okay.
The yoga is a Sanskrit word. It means yoke.
That's the goal of all yoga.
All yoga, the goal is the realization of your supreme being.
Okay.
But the word yoga is a Sanskrit word. It means just yoke. Yoke.
Yeah.
And the goal of yoga is union with your supreme being. We call it self-realization.
So when people go and do yoga, that's, at a workout center or something,
Yeah, that's hatha yoga.
I don't feel like they are getting the knowledge.
But they're not. Most of them are not. That's just the beginning.
But,
we don't.
but they need some knowledge, I think, even at the beginning.
If you stay in it long enough, the knowledge comes gradually. We've done that.
Okay.
We've done that. We studied under a
So-
teacher of that.
In the beginning, there is no talk.
Not about the philosophy.
Okay.
And it's good physical.
So I shouldn't criticize them
Oh, no,
then.
we don't. No, that's part of it. That's part of the whole
Okay,
thing. We
okay.
just don't stop there.
Okay. Well, most places seem to stop there, is what I'm trying to say.
And it's good physical exercise.
Right.
So
Right.
gradually get into that, and then the diet is in there, see?
Okay.
Diet is a gradual process.
Okay.
And
Okay.
gradually get into the spiritual side of it, which
Right.
which is most of it. 90-some-odd% of it is spirituality.
Right.
So you have the Bhakti yoga, it's Jnana yoga. Jnana means knowledge.
Right.
So at the beginning, like this now, this is part of the Jnana yoga.
Okay.
You're accumulating knowledge
Right.
about what is the self, what is life, what is the real business of life, what is the goal of life, and mainly how do you attain it. That's the Bhakti yoga side. So one gets into that, one becomes devoted to that truth. So one goes to the next slide, the next yoga, we call it karma yoga.
Okay.
So you're doing everything as an offering. Therefore, you can be. This knowledge is spoken on the battlefield. Sometimes I'm gonna get out of this. Y'all come on.
Okay.
But this knowledge is spoken on the battlefield some 5,000 years ago.
Okay.
It was spoken by Krishna. That's good. We'll get it right.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah. So the knowledge is spoken on the battlefield. Some 5,000 years ago.
Right.
And it was spoken by Krishna.
Okay.
Krishna spoke to Arjuna. Arjuna was a general
Mm-hmm.
on in his brother's army.
Okay.
A big battle, civil war was about to take place.
Right.
So Arjuna was confused. He didn't know. He was confused about his duty, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is how the knowledge was. We'll go into detail on that sometime.
Yeah.
This is how the knowledge is being spoken. Right. But, so when you get devoted to it, you want to offer everything to it. You offer, and that's why we talk about.
That's the highest level.
Well, there are 4 of them now. For us, the highest level is Raj Yoga. We're going to talk about that. We're going through the 4 of them. There are many yogas, but we concentrated down to 4.
Right.
The Bhakti Yoga, the Jnana Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, the Karma Yoga, after Bhakti Yoga. I'm sorry, I had it a little differently. But we got the Jnana, accumulated knowledge,
Right.
the Bhakti, you're devoted to it, you're devoted to the knowledge. You see it's real, it works. say this is the king of all, the monarch of all knowledge, because it's directly perceptible by realization.
Okay.
One can actually experience it's not, realize it's not.
Right.
So when one is speaking, we speak from knowledge, observation, experience, and reflection.
Okay.
So then you know that you know what you know. It wouldn't be enough to just know it from the book. You have
Right.
to know it from experience. Like in your profession, you've been
Right.
practicing many years.
Sure.
You've known many different kinds of patients.
Right.
And all this.
Right.
And so when
And you
talk
know
like
what you know from life experience.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know from the books because you
Okay.
studied it. You had the teachers. And
Right,
all.
right.
We just had the teachers without the experience. We
Right.
really don't know the
Exactly.
knowledge.
Exactly.
It's knowledge, observation, experience, and reflection. When you
Okay.
look back on it and reflect on it,
Right.
you say, hey man, that really makes sense. That stands to reason and common sense.
Right.
And it's often enough with us, it's recorded to have said, if you're studying any kind of philosophy, and it doesn't stand to your reason and common sense,
Uh-huh.
let it be, leave it alone.
Right.
It must stand to your most severe reasoning and common sense.
Okay.
Critical thinking about it.
Right.
Should be able to deconstruct it and reconstruct it. You see? And anytime you do it, the results come out the same. Just like if you got H2O, right? 2 parts
Uh-huh.
hydrogen and 1 part oxygen.
Uh-huh.
Every time you mix it up,
Right.
it's supposed to come out the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's repeatable. To be really scientific, it should be what?
Repeatable. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
you got the bhakti,
Mm-hmm.
and then as you become more devoted to your truth, you want to offer everything to it.
Right.
So in that stage, you come into what we call karma yoga. Karma yoga. Karma yoga means you're offering everything to the Supreme. Okay. And so as you get more purified, the idea is of purification. Purification of our consciousness, which is a lot different from Western psychology probably. You would know this after you hear it better than me because you're more familiar with Western psychology, right? Than I am.
Yeah, I guess.
Probably than I am.
Yeah. Traditional Western
You know my
psychology.
young
Yeah.
lady? I'm gonna get outside. You
Oh, yeah, she's trying to get out of our way. She going that way.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
We're learning. We don't know what we're doing.
We got
Uh-uh.
you understand that. Yeah, so you got the karma
Right.
where you're offering everything. And the business of offering everything to help you remember. Because
Okay.
we've been, like some people say, hit in the head and left for dead and buried in the northeast corner in the shallow grave.
Right. Right.
But the idea is that we gain our memory. We've just forgotten who we are. So the idea is the more you remember.
We've forgotten who we are.
Yes, sir. And we've been more or less educated in the Western
Yes, we have.
materialistic traditions.
Right.
And the beginning of that whole philosophy of life is that I am the material body. See, I'm a race, I'm a religion, I'm a
Right.
creed, I'm a color,
Right.
I'm a nationality, I'm
Right.
a class, I'm a gang, all this
Right.
material
Right.
designation.
Right.
But we say they're unreal. We say they're unreal because they do not exist. We say they do not exist. Why? Because it's temporary. We say to
Okay.
be real, there should be no cessation.
Right.
It should never cease to exist. The unreal has no endurance.
Okay.
And anything you see in this external world, it has no endurance.
Okay.
It comes with birth, disease, old age, and death, all this stuff. So it does not last. Sure, someone might argue, well, it endures, it's real, I can taste it, I can feel it,
Right.
yeah, but it does not last. It's temporary.
Okay.
So the real
Yes.
has no cessation. I don't want to talk too much. Let you ask some questions.
Well, no, I'm listening because
Yeah, I know
you're saying a lot.
You know how to listen because you listen to your profession.
That's right. I do know a lot. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have to
but
listen to
you
find
give
out
me
what's
a lot to
happening with the
listen
patient.
to, though. A lot to listen to and a lot to think about.
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So you have the karma yoke. So now, so far, you asked any questions about this now? Because it's deeper than I'm just scratching the surface of the
Oh,
conversation.
Yeah.
But so we've gone through the beginning, which is gathering knowledge.
Uh-huh.
As a train right on time. Gathering knowledge. That is your Jnana Yoga. And of course, you can research this later on yourself. It's kind of true. You have your Jnana Yoga. Then we say, look, you become attached to it.
Right.
You got your Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah.
And then you want to offer everything. That's surrender, that's submission, that's service.
Right.
The whole idea is that, here's the deal. We say seeing, I'm going to use the word God, now that's the name of Supreme Being. It's legit. It means Supreme Being for the most part.
Right.
But we say that the idea is that you offer everything you're doing. Therefore, in your profession, this knowledge is spoken on the battlefield.
Right.
Life itself is a battlefield.
Right.
See?
Right.
So this is knowledge helps us right out here to navigate through all of the intricacies and the complexities
Yeah.
of this so-called life, material life.
Right.
So when we offer everything to the Supreme, we're coming back to our perfection of being. That's our original source. That's the source of our being, and this is why we want to be happy.
Yeah.
This is why we don't want to be ignorant.
But that doesn't feel like it's easy to do, to offer everything.
Yes, you can. You can
Yeah.
offer every breath. You
All
can.
the time.
Anything, but you
Right.
keep on doing what you're doing. See, before you, since you're a doctor or
Is
surgeon,
that why you meditate?
well, meditation, that's another stage. Man.
Okay.
Meditation is when you can sit quietly
Yeah.
and know how to keep thoughts out of your consciousness.
Right.
See, in the West, of course, you know who's the guy that did, what's the guy we were talking about the other day that said, who's it? I think therefore I am, because you told Ergo Song.
Mm-hmm.
Western philosophy.
I don't know. I
A lot
can't
of
think
people,
of
that's like,
it. But I've heard that before. Yeah, I think therefore I am. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Descartes.
Descartes, Rene
oh,
Descartes. Yeah.
Descartes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea is that he says he thinks, therefore he is.
Right.
We say no, it's just the opposite.
Yeah.
Because I am, therefore I can entertain thoughts. Because the real self is beyond thoughts.
Okay.
The real self is thoughtlessness, beyond thought. See? It's that this presence is here now.
Right.
It's presence.
Right.
And the goal of this, when you sit in meditation, all these other yogas will bring us up to Raj Yoga.
Okay.
In Raj Yoga, you can sit and meditate on stillness itself.
Okay.
And therefore, you're keeping other thoughts out.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you're purifying the consciousness of all thoughts.
Right.
And
Right.
the more you're purified and the consciousness is quiet, then you start realizing the self within.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
got the bhakti, the jnana, bhakti, the karma, and the raj.
Okay.
Those four yogas.
And it's different levels.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The beginning is the knowledge base. Because everyone, they got some more knowledge.
Right.
And this whole thing is that we say that the divine intelligence is infinite.
Right.
See, and this, we say this divinity is the source of the light, the source of the power of the sun.
Right.
You like an ancient Kemet, of course, that some people say they worship the sun. We do not worship the sun. We worship the source of the power of the sun. And that is your own supreme being. It's omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. Known by many names,
Right.
in many forms,
Right.
but it's beyond all names and forms.
Right. And you don't tend to refer to any one name.
We call it divine intelligence.
Yeah, right. Divine intelligence encompassing all.
Yes, all in the source of all
Right.
intelligence.
Right. Which makes sense.
Yeah, this is all,
Which makes-
all of it has intelligence.
Right. Exactly.
And we say,
Exactly.
even as some teachers would say that it is pure consciousness.
Right.
Some says pure awareness. We submit that without intelligence, consciousness doesn't know what we're conscious of. Neither does awareness know what we're aware of.
So the intelligence comes first.
Intelligence pervades and transcends
Okay.
consciousness and awareness.
Oh,
and
okay.
all lower levels of intelligence.
Gotcha.
That's supreme,
Right.
source of all intelligence. This existence now. It's right here in the present moment.
Right.
And the idea is to die, so-called die to that ego, that lower self called living. And the more we purify the consciousness and intelligence and awareness, the more we realize and start experiencing this presence here and now. And we can look back and extrapolate from what has happened in the past. And yes, there's more intelligence to be experienced. You look back and say, wow, my intelligence has expanded since we started this practice. It's like Brother Dharma Das can tell you how much he can weigh in his body.
Right,
weight,
right.
That you can see progress.
Right.
So you can see this progress is directly experienced by realization.
Right.
Study is nothing but practice.
Right.
Practice is nothing but drill. Drill
Right.
means you go keep your mind on what you're
Right.
doing, and meditation helps you do that. Concentration. Keep your mind on and go over and over again.
Right.
You understand it? Maybe
So
you need a little
that's where the
coaching.
medication comes
That's where the
in.
meditation-
And that's where the medication becomes very, very important.
Well, meditation, you say
Yeah.
meditation is beyond concentration.
Okay.
See, concentration is the unbroken line of thought toward a particular object.
Yes.
But meditation, when you transcend
Right.
thought.
Right.
The object of meditation is to keep those thoughts out.
Right.
So your consciousness can come back to its original pure state.
Right.
And at that state, then you start experiencing that fulfillment, that
Right.
ecstatic bliss of the self.
Mm-hmm.